Holy cow. Where did the morning go? Sorry we're late. I hope you guys show up. And welcome to Lunch with Linda. I'm Linda Daniels, the owner of Northampton Wolves in Northampton, Massachusetts, and you are now inside Northampton Wolves. I am hopeful that all of you find your way to us. Kate and I just got really busy decorating, starting to get the shop ready for the holiday season, and there were a couple of things that I needed to look up, and I all of a sudden realized how late it was. So hi Penny, say hi if you're here. We appreciate it. One of the things I had to find was my sweater because I took it off because I was hot. Hi Eileen, hi Linda, hey Decker. Yeah, and I don't even know if it's on straight, but there we go. Okay, hey Dale. Hello to everyone and welcome. December 4th. Can you believe it? Here we are, count down the days, one after another. I hope if you are knitting for Christmas that you are consistent and steadfast and it'll get done. My philosophy has always been that if you give a knitted gift, you can actually give it 3 times. You can give it before you even start it as a yarn and needles and pattern. You can give it when you're in the middle of working on it as just a work in progress. And then you can give the final gift of it being all done. So I always felt like it was 3 gifts for the price of 1.
It's true.
Hopefully none of you end up in that position and are able to finish everything. Hanukkah starts this week, I think, Friday. I think it starts on Friday. So
Friday.
If you're knitting for Hanukkah, you're under even more pressure. But I do want to talk about that because of several stories that came across me this weekend, and I want to talk about that. We've talked before about the meaningfulness of knitting, the mindfulness of knitting, and how much love and emotion and attachment there is in a knitted, when you gift a knitted item. And I had 2 kind of funny or fun examples come across my table this week. I had a customer whose mother was a very good customer of mine, and even though Claire didn't live nearby, whenever she was up visiting her daughter, she would come in, we would have a lovely visit, and I would help with her yarn selection and sizing the pattern and all of that. Well, Claire has passed, and it's been a few years, but her daughter called and said, I want to get back into knitting. I'm ready. I inherited all of my mother's knitting, and there are some things in there that she started that I would like to finish. So she made an appointment and she came in, and as we were sitting together getting her going on this half-finished project, it struck me how the body had been done by her mother, and she was going to start the sleeves to kind of ease her way back into the project, and it had taken her a while to get to a point of where she could actually pick her mother's knitting up and actually work on it, because there's a lot of emotion attached to that. So now when this project is done, there will be all of her mother's knitting and all of her knitting, and it will really come together in a very meaningful way. One of the things that we talked about while she was here was her mother went to Mount Holyoke, and when her mother always used to talk about being able to knit during lecture and in class, and her daughter was pretty amused by that, and I had to tell her, yeah, that's really a thing. We have a lot of Mount Holyoke and Smith students that are customers of the store, and they knit a lot in class. Mariana, where are you?
I'm here.
Stand up. This is Mariana, and she can testify to that. Stand so that I can see you. You need to say hello. There she is.
Hello.
She's a freshman at Smith. Mariana, do you knit in class?
Yes, of course.
Woo-hoo! She knits in class, and she is part of the Smith Stitchers, which is a pretty big group. How many showed up last time?
There's so many, I can't even count.
So many young people have taken up knitting and crafting and need to be taught. Now, they learn a lot, of course, from YouTube. YouTube is a really wonderful, wonderful place to answer questions and solve problems and learn new techniques. When I was out in California and thought I would have a chance to crochet with my granddaughter, she said that their teacher just gave them a bunch of YouTube sites and said, study it until you're ready to try it. So she basically learned to crochet on YouTube, and it was a bit of a challenge to get her to let me show her anything new.
Oh.
We finally got there, but it was a lot of, you're my Nana. Don't give up. If you've got a teenager or young middle schooler and they express some interest in knitting, my first recommendation would be, don't you try it. Find somebody else, a friend, another relative, because as a direct parent or grandparent, it can be a little bit of a challenge. Or hook them up with some YouTube stuff and let them go on like that. Then you will be there to help encourage them and get them on their way. So don't be afraid, and definitely pass that skill on. It's one that I think these young people are really developing a deep appreciation for. And at some point, when they get a little bit older, they will be able to come to you and not only cherish your words of wisdom, but have a whole new respect for the things that you have made them and passed on to them. Which also brings me to the other point that I wanted to make. A while ago, when we talked about this last time, Gail Hurley kindly shared the little poem that she put into the socks that she makes for all of her grandchildren, basically saying that every stitch, and there's over 3,000 of them, is filled with love and thoughts of that one particular person. It works the other way as well. I told you that I made a blanket, a great big fat chenille blanket for Logan, for my grandson, when we were out there in California. And not only was I thrilled that he chose the yarn and then FaceTimed me to see if I would be able to make him something with it, but brought it home and was really excited as he watched me make it. And he said thank you a lot. I did finish it when I was out there. What he doesn't understand is that the night before we left, I went to say goodbye and went into his room, and there he was under the blanket, all cuddled up in front of his computer, wrapped up in the blanket on his chair. That was the best gift he could have ever given me, to see the joy and happiness that he had in something that I made for him. So it really does work both ways. So don't ever feel, the other thing that I wanted to say was, don't ever feel like your knitted gift item is less than, because it's not. It's never less than. It's always more. And it just takes sometimes maturity to understand and appreciate that. So give those knitted gifts, get those needles out, and get going on that. The thing that came in this week that we did a little Instagram post on is from Anzula. This is Squishy Skein-Nets chain. And I love the put up on this because it's actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's 8 different skeins, kind of like a mini skein set. Each skein has, does it say that, Kate?
It has
65 yards? No, I can't remember.
Tiny label.
Yeah, here we go. Each one has about 67 yards. So with those 8 skeins, there's plenty in here to make a really big cowl or even a shawl, a small enough shawl, and do a fade or just a gradient kind of thing. You could use these colors in a lot of those yoke sweaters now that are showing gradients. And I'm going to be doing a class in January on several of those yoked color pattern sweaters, so you'll be able to look for those. But this yarn is heavenly. It is cashmere and wool, mostly wool.
Yeah, 80, 10,
80 and
10
10,
nylon.
and 10 nylon, because it is a sock yarn, but it feels really, really soft. So we've got this color in, and this is the one of the colors that we were able to hand pick, and I let Kate choose the colors. So we're calling this, and it says it right on the label, That's So Kate. It's so fun.
I love it.
She's so proud.
I love it
so
much.
proud. So Kate has taken one, and we're going to see what she knits up with it, and I've taken one to do a model of the store. We'll see what I come out with. And we are waiting, because the other colorway that I ordered, we have called That's So NoHo. So I can't wait to see that in, because it's been a while now, and I can't really remember the colors that we chose, but I know that when I was done, we looked at it and said, oh my God, yeah, that's so Northampton. So we're waiting for that one to come in as well. But these are limited. There's a limited number. We've only got 6. No, now we only have 4.
15?
You sold one.
Yeah.
So we have
14
or 15 of them in. So that's new on the shelf. And then we wanted to show you the continued stitch stoppers that we got in. Last time I showed you some of the winter and Christmas ones, and this time I want to show you the gnomes. There's the snowman gnome. Look at him. He's got an Aaron. No, that's his beard. Never mind. Snowman gnome. I thought it was cables, but I can't see. And then this one is called the candy cane gnome, because he's holding on to a candy cane. Remember, these go on the tips of your needles. This one is a Christmas gnome. What is he? Oh, he's holding a lantern. They're so cute.
So these work for 2 to 13.
Yep, from size 2 to 13. This is just called the red and green gnome. He's got a present that he's holding out for everybody. Hey, Bonnie and Rosemary. And then this is the snowflake gnome. He's holding onto a snowflake. There might even be a couple of others in there. I didn't have time to really run through all of them. But you can pair them for stocking stuffers with some more of the Swedish dishcloth. So this one is a little garland of knitted items or Christmas
Santa's laundry
items.
line.
That's perfect. Santa's laundry line. And then, of course, the sleeping polar bear this way. And then look at that holiday llama. Don't you just love it? You just want to cuddle it.
So sweet.
And the bottom half of an elf.
Elf on the shelf.
And another gnome. So fun little items that you can make a little bundle out of and give as a gift, or get as a gift, or put in your stocking or somebody else's stocking. And I also wanted to remind you about the yarn bowls that we have in this year. They are wooden. We've got quite a few of them, so I don't think we're gonna run out at all. But I just love how the dark wood look of this. It's got the holes on the side for your knitting needles. You can thread your yarn through there. And these are wood, so they're not gonna break if you accidentally pull it off the table or drop it. We've seen more and more people using the yarn bowls, so, and they're boxed. We've got this one open, but they come in a nice prepackaged box, easy to wrap and easy to gift as well. I did want to show you that I finished the Ranunculus. This is the sweater that I was knitting on the plane out to California, and finished it when I was out there, but ran out of yarn right about here and needed another skein to finish the sleeve. So this is another Ranunculus born and ready to be hung in the shop. This one is done in a much more solid, bulky weight yarn. It is the is it called Superwash Chunky?
Cashmerino
Chunky.
Merino chunky.
Yeah, Cashmerino Chunky. So there's a little bit of cashmere mixed in with this yarn, so it has a very nice, soft feel, and it is a superwash. But I think it really shows the ranunculus stitch up really nicely, and they're all beautiful. This is just a little bit different than the ones that are done with the mohair. So this will be in the shop as soon as I put the tags on it. Last year, we had some little ornaments for sale, both from Kate and from the staff. We dug out the Christmas decorations this morning and found a few of the little sets of mittens that we had. But Kate has been working again this year on doing her little sweater ornaments, and she's going to be getting ready to put those up on a little Christmas tree, and they will be for sale. I think this is the tiniest one.
That was like so baby.
So tiny.
That's my favorite.
But look at this one. Oh my gosh, she even put pockets.
And the pockets, you can put a stitch marker in them.
Oh, that's what it is. Like, what is that thing? It's a stitch marker in the pocket.
Yeah.
Oh, you're too funny.
So that's made out of the smushy cashmere leftovers.
Leftover stuff that is perfect for this. But like I said, they come with the hanger, so you can hang it right on your tree, and all hand knit by our precious Kate. That's a gorgeous one.
That one's ready for a custom monogram.
Oh yeah, you could put an initial on there. Oh, and look at this one. Cuteness. Oh my gosh. Are those all separate colors?
No.
Perfect. Look at those. They look like little hearts, but they're just little stitches on the sleeves too.
I made a blue one.
And oh my gosh, this is a big jump for Kate, working with blue. Good job. They're so cute. So she'll have these and a few more, I'm sure, by the time as we move closer.
I can't stop making the cardigans.
You're stuck on it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So these are all pullovers except for that one cardigan. She will have more cardigans, I am sure. So we'll have these for sale, made by Kate, and you can look for those. And like I said, we've got a couple of sets of the little mitten decorations as well. So here we are in December. No, wait a minute. There's one other story that I wanted to tell you. And when talking about knitting in class, Marianne, it's all her fault. She distracted me.
Oh, Jesus.
The other place that people knit a lot, of course, is in meetings. And I had a customer who came in for some help. And while we were talking, she told me that she actually does a lot of her knitting in really boring, she said, meetings that could probably have been handled with a simple email, but wherever it is she works wants to have in-person meetings. But the good thing is that she's allowed to knit. And so we talked and laughed about that a little bit, about what her coworkers' reactions to that usually is. And her parting comment to me had me nearly rolling on the floor. It just hit my funny bone just the right way, because she said, everybody else is sitting in the meeting fighting to stay awake. I'm knitting away like mad. And when we leave the meeting and people ask me about my knitting, my comment to them, and this is a direct quote, I don't know what you got out of that meeting, but I got a sock. And I just thought, that's perfect. That's perfect. So if you can take your knitting to a meeting, good luck. And hopefully you'll walk out of that meeting with a sock or a hat or sleeve or a cowl even, but keep on knitting. It's December, like I was gonna say. It is December, and that means that it's time for our 4th annual already shop swap. The shop swap is an occasion that I do with a store out in Fort Wayne, Indiana called Knitting Off Broadway. It is owned by a woman named Natalie Bell, and when Natalie was a senior at Smith, she worked for me. And after graduation and a little year of exploration, she and her mom decided that opening a yarn store was the next best thing. and that they wanted to do it together. And so they opened Knitting Off Broadway. Did you hear that, Mariana? So it's always, Natalie and I speak several times a year. I run into her at the trade shows, and we share a lot of back and forth and information. So it's always fun to work with her. And 3 years ago, we started doing what we call the shop swap, where Natalie puts together a little sample of something from her store, and I do the same from Northampton Wools. And the idea is that our customers will cross, and my customers will buy her box and her customers will buy my box. It doesn't have to be that way. You can buy either one. You can go onto our website, northamptonwools.com, and you will see a link there to Natalie's shop swap box. And if that's the one you want, buy it from her site. And at the same time, there is our shop swap box, and you will buy that from our website. And this is what our box is going to look like this year. And it is filled with, I should leave it right there so you can't see, goodies. You're going to get 2 skeins of yarn, and I can tell you that it's going to be from Unique, the Harvest, and the Unique Multicolor. And you're going to get a pattern that uses those 2 skeins of yarn. That's the mystery. And then you're going to get a little box full of little knitting goodies, maybe a little treat in there, something unexpected, something useful, and all full of fun. That part we won't tell you. The both boxes, both Natalie's Knitting Off Broadway and Northampton Wools, they're for sale for $95. We will ship them, and they are available for purchase through December 18th. I think Natalie put up on Saturday. And then they'll ship out. We're going to ship ours out as soon as they get ordered. So we've got some to ship already. So if you are interested in doing that, don't wait too long, because we only put together so many boxes, and we don't want you to miss out on this very unique, very special kind of flavor of Northampton Wools or Knitting Off Broadway. It's always a lot of fun to do this with Natalie and to see what she comes up with, and she loves seeing what I come up with, so we have a good laugh over it afterwards, just kind of sharing what our ideas are. So that is this month's kind of project. And then the last thing is the new issue 19 of Lane magazine is now available, and it is chock filled with articles and designs. As usual, it is a beautiful pattern book. They even have something about shearing sheep in here for information. This is a great magazine, not only for what you get as far as pattern designs, but I just love the articles. There's a little recipe in here, usually a cocktail. I didn't look specifically for it.
I like having patterns in a magazine like that because I could take a break from my stitching and just kind of look at the beautiful pictures.
Yeah, the pictures are gorgeous.
Yeah.
So this month's recipe is called Hot Frenchman.
Ooh.
Okay, I'll take 2. And a whipped berry porridge. Is that oatmeal?
Kind of, I think.
Farina, cream of wheat.
Oh.
Man, I haven't had that in forever.
Right?
Anyway, the issue 19 is now available and for purchase. I don't know if it's live on the website, but in 2 minutes it probably will be.
It's live.
It's
Mariana
live.
got it live.
You can order it and pick it up in the store. Oh, nuts, I forgot. There was one more thing.
Oh.
And now I forgot what it was.
Oh.
Oh dear. Oh well. Oh yeah, I know. Now I remember. I talked about doing a finish it day,
yes.
And we're going to hold that, the first one anyway, on the 13th.
That's a Wednesday.
This, if you're talking about this sweater, Dale, it's one that I created myself and for a long time ago and finally finished, but I will write it up because I do have all the notes. So there's a lace pattern on the sleeves, a stocking net stitch body with a little seam in the middle, and then a swooped hemline, so it goes a little bit longer in the back. I will work on writing that up as well. Okay, finish it day. If you're feeling under pressure, you want some company, you want to have some laughs, bring some hot chocolate, bring a snack, and come anytime during Wednesday, December 13th, during our normal hours from 10 to 5. Hang out for a while. If you have a question or a problem or need like a next step in the knitting, I will be here to help you do that. So you'll be getting an email about it as a reminder, but if you'd like to come and hang out with us, December 13th is going to be the day. And I'm thinking that we have wrapping paper that we might even be able to help you wrap it all up and do some, give you a chance to do some free gift wrapping as well while you're here. We'll be hanging out downstairs so that we don't take up too much space. But I hope that people come and have some fun with us on that day, December 13th, from 10 to 5. All right, that is it. I feel like we got a lot of new stuff in the store. We got 6 new colors of Patagonia on the shelf, and we were able to put that stuff out. What else new did we get that we put out, Kate? I can't remember because it's all over the place.
Well, the caracol we showed last week.
Yeah, we showed you the caracol and the boucle from Earth
we have
Yarns.
New yearling. We have new Bloom Woolen Yarns.
Oh yeah, and then Lisa Fortin from Bloom Woolen Yarns was able to put together some skeins for us. And one of the yarns that she has made this winter is called Hearth, and it's a super bulky. Look at that. Of course, Kate chose the orange. And remember, Lisa is in Ashfield, and these are not on the website. They are plant dyed. She uses only natural dyes, and she has grown so much since she first started dyeing stuff. This is done with Morning Glory, I bet. Does it say? Usually, oh, here we go.
She named them after
lapis.
She
named them after gemstones, but she does use all plant dyes to dye the yarn. So we don't have a lot in, but we were able to convince her that we needed to have some of it for Christmas. So this is enough for one hat, and she has a pattern on her website for it. So she just posted about another pattern that's done with one skein of the yearling and one skein of her meadow, and I'm going to knit that hat up for a sample as well. So if you're looking for something local, or you want to give a gift to somebody that is something from the area, this is the one that I would recommend, because she is from Ashfield and we've been doing business with her for a few years now. Okay, that's my just about 30 minutes, even though I was a little bit late. I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful week. We'll be here Wednesday through Saturday from 10 to 5. And again, we will be open on Sunday this week from 12 to 5. And hopefully we will get a chance to see you then. And in the meantime, I hope you fill your week with knitting and go knit something.